So the Guyanese Critic is coming to you from BLAIRMONT, ZORG-IN-HOOP, West Bank, BERBICE. And just to give you guys a bearing of where I am, that's the BERBICE River. Behind that, those trees, the greenery behind those houses, that's the BERBICE River. That would be eastwards. That would be estimated an average of north. And the BLAIRMONT estate, when you come to ZORG-IN-HOOP, is just back that way. So this is a community. ZORG-IN-HOOP is a community just to back the BLAIRMONT estate. And GPL is on the ground here, and as you see, they got new poles planted, and the guys are working to electrify this area. As you see, the guys are planting the poles that will hold the meter for your home. And just while the guys was crossing here, the bridge break down with them, and that's what some of GPL workers got to go through to get the job for you, right? So they're planting the poles in front of your home for the meter. This is a small community, and GPL is planting, putting in the necessary infrastructure to ensure that the residents get electricity for the first time. And we're gonna talk to the point man on the ground here, what timing people could expect, because the poles, he said, I was told that this phase of the job is to be completed before the day is out, whereas electricity will be in this community. It's a very small area, back of BLAIRMONT, and the area that is GPL is presently planting poles and putting in the hardware to ensure that the community has electricity is a small area. I think is not more than 30 houses. Just this piece of area here was left. So they're doing that now. They're planting the poles in front. Of the home that would allow for metering, and they're setting up the infrastructure in the road that would allow for the electricity to come in. Now we're going to talk to the point man on the ground here, and he's going to tell us a little bit of what's going on. But what I want to know, when something is done, how it affects the people. And we're going to talk, while I was in the community, I come across an individual got, I think 5 or 6 kids, small home, poor people. And I'm going to ask them, you're going to get an understanding, when GPL brings electricity to a community, what it does for those people, right? And we got to get that understanding. We're going to talk to Cane Cutter, who got big children, and for the first time they're going to have electricity in their home. I'm hearing after this process with the transformer and everything would be completed today, they're going to move on to taking people's applications, and most likely GPL has to ensure that the household meets the requirement to have electricity inside. So you see the guys working through the street, and we're going to go and talk to the point person on the ground here now, as it relates to what's going on here, and give you guys an idea of what this is really about. Good day, sir. Thanks for having me. And just state your name and your position with GPL, just for the viewers, and then we will go right into what's going on here.
Good afternoon. My name is Watson. I'm the Field and Metering Services Manager.
Okay.
Well, regarding to the project that is going on here, the genesis of this project was as a result of visit by Minister Indara and Minister Prasad. And after listening to the residents, GPL was put on notice to ensure that the existing 27 customers are being powered, and also put into structure to cater for the expansion after. So of that, the guys are now completing the projects. They are now putting in some additional poles and service line. And the first set of consumers will be accepted application during this week. And shortly after then, we'll start installing meters and powering the customers.
So in short, on the lighter side of things, people can start buying them music box and them thing now. Well, there's not you problem because the police can carry the music back. But people can start get ready, GPL ready for them.
Yeah, we are ready. The transformer already up there.
Yeah.
Cartridge, everything is in there, is now for them to complete.
When you say the cartridge, what was the cartridge?
Cartridge is if you look that side, the wire go out the road. There is a cartridge over there. So that when that closed, that will power up the circuit.
Okay. Roger that. Like a switch. Yeah, when you say the cartridge, like a switch. Oh, so when it's switch on there, yeah. So electricity is there right now. This is the addition. Okay, beautiful. So we're talking in a matter of weeks. People here, you said 27 households.
Currently there are 27 eligible, but there are other empty lots and persons are now constructing. So within by now to less than mid-year, more persons will be added to the group as they complete the
Okay. Mr. Watson, you know, in GPL opening up itself to the consumer, the way that the citizens and the consumer look at GPL has been changing gradually. And one of the things people want to know who the people are, right? So I want to go a little bit into Mr. Watson himself. How long have you been with GPL?
Well, I'm there for 15 years. 15 years.
15 years. And you're a qualified engineer of some sort. What was your qualifications?
I have a degree in electrical engineering and also a master's degree in strategic engineering.
Well, I think the citizens should feel proud to know that you are on the job, Mr. Watson, because you know many times you go to private companies, you go to companies, and there are people there, and they might necessarily fit the job. So 15 years experience and you're a qualified electrical engineer. So that's reassuring to know that we got you watching me back down at GPL. Now, the one question I always ask everybody is, for 15 years, you have seen how GPL operates. GPL has said it is working on a restructuring plan, and it is rolling out that presently. At the rate that things are going, when you think GPL or the customers could really consider GPL to be a 21st century utility company? You know what I mean? I mean, like, very little schedule. Now it's schedule maintenance. Now it used to be blackout and people don't even know it's what. Now, as a result, this area is shut down because you're doing some works and so on, certain parts of this area.
Yeah, certain parts where the guys are.
Raj, and that's what we consider now schedule maintenance. But when do you think, being an electrical engineer, you know, we dealing with a ballpark figure. I want to put you on the spot. But people must be able, at the rate you're going at, like today, you come in and this afternoon you'll be completing this project, right? So when Guyanese in general, just giving people hope, when we could expect 5 years, 10 years, that GPL is really a robust organization and people could expect a reliable in terms of not, because Bartico has not had load shedding or a blackout in 2 years since it has a new generation plan, right? So when you think, as a man on the ground and with GPL for 15 years.
From all indication, efforts are being made to ensure that additional generation are there. There is a new plant now going up in Garden of Eden. And I don't know if you notice, as you come along the corridor of the
new hardware is going up, lines,
yes,
poles.
Yes, you have additional network infrastructures are being put in place now. A timeline to say when maybe a little questionable now, but what I do know, they are considerable effort. They are continuous effort to ensure at the end of the day we are able to satisfy our customer needs, which is, and this is why we are here today. So as a demand, even before the demand come on board, we are forecasting and we're doing extension and maintenance, rehabilitation. So it's an ongoing process.
Beautiful, nicely put. So you put yourself on the line with a timeline, or we could expect it coming in the future.
Yes, it's a continuous process. It's a daily, it's a weekly. We understand that we have a national responsibility, and that is why the efforts are being now put in, are reinforced, so that very soon all the demands that require of GPL will be.
Roger. Thanks for your input, Chief, Mr. Watts. So you would have heard from the metering manager, of GPL, and now we're gonna talk to one of the residents who is gonna be getting electricity for the first time. This is a big man. He working at the estate, because when I went to visit his home to see where he is, I ran into his wife, and he got quite a few children. And you see what's going on. Them boys up on the lunch hour, but it is a hard job. But again, GPL getting the job done. What's this copper line for? What's this? Ort? Okay, in the event lightning and all them thing now. So they're gonna come from the top of the pole? Yeah. So this is like your ort wire we use in your house. It's just GPL got a little more robust one, a big copper wire. And they're gonna be at the side of the pole. Ort end up on every pole?
No, every end pole.
Okay. Beautiful. Every end pole that is beyond. And ort in every end pole. So that is safety in terms for the network. And I got this brother here, he living down at the back there. You see the poles that are going up? His home is down at the back there. We're gonna talk to him to get an understanding. Hi, my brother. Morning. Thanks for talking to me. The name is Michael Rodriguez. Most people know me as the Guyanese Critic. I'm a social activist, and I'm looking at what GPL is doing. But GPL tells us a lot about what they're doing. But I want to hear from the people's side. How long now you living in this area? Huh? 10 years, 15 years? But 10 years. And you never had electricity? Okay, where you working? What work is though? It's a cane cutter. Okay, how much kids you got? 7 kids. So you think having electricity is going to be a plus for you? They're going to help them kids with the schooling. You got your little light, you play a little music and all them thing now. You're going to looking forward to getting a fridge and thing now. Okay, so you think this is positive for you? Roger, brother, Roger. 10 years you say you're living here. And GPL is going to be ready in a few days to be taking in people's application. You ready?
Well, right now, money, crap no start. I mean, get money right now for way out.
Okay. But as soon as you raise your money, you're going to set up. Roger, brother. I hope this opportunity could use it, because you get a little TV, the children could see more things, you get a little more family time. I'm hoping this opportunity is a positive and a plus for you. Right? Safe, brother. Thanks for your input. Cool. So you hear one of the citizens, and he now start walking at the estate. How long? The estate closed down? Are you all walking all the time? You all walking all the time? Is no crap start back? Okay. So you see any rehabilitation? What going on at the estate? Things looking up at the estate? Them banner doing maintenance, cleaning trenches and all them things now. Roger that, brother. Thanks for your input. So you hear from a cane cutting himself there, right? And them ban is hard working ban. Man just come from the I just see come after the estate truck. But there's the reality of what is going on the ground, and that's why the Guyanese Critic comes on the ground and shows you what is going on, when it is going on, for you to have an understanding. For those of you who've just tuned into the Guyanese Critic, I am coming to you from BLAIRMONT, ZORG-IN-HOOP. It is a small area here that GPL, well, ZORG-IN-HOOP is actually a reasonably sized area, but there's a small area that GPL is putting in hardware. When we say hardware, poles, setting up the infrastructure basically, the poles, the wiring and everything else to give electricity to some 27 customers. And this is after the Minister of Works and one of the minister in the Ministry of Public Works, Minister Indar and Minister Anand Prasad in the Ministry of Communities, I think, came to this community and was told of how long, yeah brother, how long the people did not have electricity. And you see these people are of meager means, you know. These people is not no big highfalutin people. So it's gonna be real interesting to see how they capitalize. You got your little fridge, people gonna sell little ice, you could now buy things you know, in little bulk and store up in your fridge and all these kind of things. It's gonna make life better and easier for these citizens. So all of this is the process here of GPL electrification process. They got these blocks, they got hole, put it down, and then they put steel pipes. Let me see if any they're close here. Oh, what is steel pipes there? You got steel pipes standing there. That now has a meters placed on that, and then a wire comes into your house. But look at these people. These people are very simple people, right? These people is not no big fancy people. So having electricity, and why I'm talking about these things, you know, the government has to see the importance of things like this. For if the rich man who has money and has everything needs electricity and finds electricity to be very important to him, right? Imagine the poor man who does not have anything much, right? And who hustling for daily. Well, Gamasi said now the crop start back. I could only imagine the hardships he was going through, right? As of recent, under the COVID-19 circumstances, right? The pandemic. So all of that being said, I think it is a good effort that GPL is making, and I don't think it should always be the minister have to make an input for GPL to come and give people electricity. If there's an area and it is viable to bring electricity to an area, it is viable to have paying customers, because you got a community center was here, you got to look like a little health center or some kind of a school or something over there, you got residents over there, and they had electricity. There's a community ground here. These places had electricity. So just this little area, a little square inside here, did not have electricity 27 houses. You got some people down at the back. Now obviously, if everywhere else around is viable, the inside would make sense to give everybody, right? Whether they got a big fancy house or whether they got a regular squatting house, right? Yeah. So it's important for GPL see the importance of, and this is expanding their network. Not only expanding their network, expanding their clientele base, which means more revenue. Because when you got people with this new meter process, there's highly there's no likelihood, highly unlikely, that they will be stealing electricity, right? You have to look at that, because the new meters and so that GPL are installing, they got safety features and mechanisms in place to track for electricity theft. So GPL got to be looking at the new areas, and I've been assured that they are looking at the new areas and working their way up to ensuring that GPL has an electricity supply that Guyanese can depend on, right? The Guyanese Critic from BLAIRMONT, ZORG-IN-HOOP, where GPL is now electrifying a small area in ZORG-IN-HOOP that has 27 households and is expecting more very soon. And some people have been here as long as 10 years, 15 years without electricity are now going to be having electricity.
Can take some rice.